Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Dreadnoughts and to the British Classic campaign, where we've just unlocked 15-inch Mark III guns, which is very nice. And I've decided to take a slightly unusual approach to doing refits, because both the Adrien and Vanguard classes, which are very similar ships, have this hull form. And if we look at the new modernized dreadnought hull that we have access to, this is essentially that hull, but scaled up. So it's a dreadnought 4 or a dreadnought 3 style, in that it's got the casemates. But it's a more modern type. So I'm actually, instead of doing a refit, I'm going to do a rebuild, because these naturally do 25 knots. Now, the Orions and Vanguards are about 30,000 tons each. So going to 35 is pretty much on the money. We've got oil, balanced, gear turbines. And yes, this is extremely inefficient, but it's more fun. So this is going to be the O Adrien, V Vanguard, R class as for rebuild. Now, ooh, fancy. But these are better, strictly speaking. So put one forward. Let's grab a 15-inch gun. Let's get the very British guns. So I think a standard is the right sort of size. There we go. And then secondary towers, what do we have access to? 30. Ooh, that's a cool looking thing, but I mean, it does fit. I need a bit more length, though. Let's move you forward a bit. Inconsistent sticking. Right. Let's do that. Let's grab a funnel. Got a nice clear boat deck. And then we can have the two 15-inch guns at the back. Casemates. Stick with the 6-inch. I think they are pretty much what we want. Could use some 5.25s as well. I'll see where else I can stick them. Wow, okay, you can... Someone said to me in the comments, you can put in 0.25 into the box. So you get this weird thing where it says plus 0.2, but it's a 5.3. That's hilarious. Does it make sense to have 6-inch guns in the casemates then? No, I don't think it does. Could have 8s in the casemates. They're pretty heavy though. We'll go for it. Why not? And then looking at centerline guns. I don't think we are. I think we have plenty of secondaries. I can shift all this back again. Put it there. Here we go. I think we can fit another 5.25 in there. And then probably one here. One here. So we have plenty of... Well, I mean, the 5.25 is a long-range AA gun, essentially. And we can have some short range. .40mm. It's a nice mixture of firepower. So you've got the dual purpose guns, you've got proper secondaries, you've got pure AA, and you've got the big 15 inches. Lovely. This is turning out to be just a new ship. Is what I'm realizing. Maybe I should call it the Revenge class. Because yeah, this is no longer a refit. I'm going to do the refits the traditional way, I think. But I'm liking this ship. Probably going to be our last slow dreadnought. Well, maybe not, because we'll get the N3 G3 N3 hull, the Nelson one. Yeah, the more and more I'm thinking, just build some of these straight up. Stereoscopic. Rangefinder might be better at this stage. It's slightly more expensive. Yeah, I'm going to go with stereo. Right, armour. We did come with some, which is helpful. Deck armour, let's do that. That's usually the easiest. Let's go for a 5-inch deck. Plenty of protection on the decks. We're going to want at least 2-inch. Yeah, I think 2-inch on the extended bits. The tower armour. Belt armour, I'd like to be... I think 16 is fine. 18 on the turrets. The casemates. Yeah, they only need like an 8-inch. Something like that. They are overweight. Fly 5%. Hull and bulkheads taking up most of it. Well, it's a battleship. We don't need a lot of range. And also, now that it's not technically it's not gonna be a refit anymore, I can simply add the tonnage that I need onto it. So there we go. The Revenge class, 38,000 tons, 25 knots, bristling with every type of gun you could possibly want. The ultimate statement in dreadnought design, I guess. An everything ship, almost. It's not fast enough to be an everything ship, but close. Yes, okay. Sure. Approved. So now I'm going to have to think. Back in a second. Alright, so what I've decided to do is to build 5 of the new Revenge class. That will give us, in terms of a battle line, the 4 surviving Orions, the 5 Vanguards, so that's 9, the 4 Xenophobes, 13, plus the 5 Revenge class. It's a battle line of 18. I think that's pretty spicy. I'd love to get some refits underway, but the shipyard cap is maxed out. I am expanding it as best I can. Yeah, so I will basically just keep refitting stuff. So once those cruisers are finished, I'll start doing the refits, I think, and then just do them one class at a time. And bring the whole fleet up to Revenge standards. The battle cruisers are all done, I believe. Yep, the 3 Colossus are finished and moving up to Scarpa Flow. So yeah, we're in good shape. I do need more destroyers, but they'll need to wait until there's a bit of space on the slipways. All right, let's start off with the refits of the Orions, and we'll work through the battleships, and then we'll circle around to the battle cruisers. So straight away, oil, balanced, and geared turbines. The reason I'm doing it that way, partly because of operational needs. I want the battleships upgraded, as they will be our kind of primary force still. But also engine techs take longer to research, so we're going to get more of a benefit, I think, to upgrading the battleships first and the battlecruisers second, because when we come around to doing the battlecruisers, we will have some more interesting techs to play around with. Right, well, there we go. The Orion's almost a perfect refit, actually. No concerns about that at all. 100% perfect. If only all refits were that easy. That is perfectly fine. And we'll get all 4 of those refitted. Now, do I have enough tonnage spare? I have about 100,000 tons. No, I don't. But I could start on the E-class. For those of you waiting patiently for your destroyers, I have a plan for the channel members and Patreon named destroyers. But I will probably go E and F class, and then the destroyer leader is going to be the named stuff. So you get the most up-to-date, fanciest destroyers. So we're going to go with the Lapwing. No, it's going to be the E class. In theory, they can do 36. Fancy. They're far too big. How big is a D class? 1750. So I'm going to target 1800 for now. Funnels. Let's go oil, geared, balanced. Yeah. Let's go standard everything. Secondary tower. Could use the barbette tower. Like so. Now, main guns, we have... Oh, well, it's going to be 4-inch guns then, isn't it? 4.7s. And, for the first time, we can fit them as twins on a destroyer. That's pretty funky. Let's make this aft a little bit. Do I actually want that barbette tower? Yeah, it does have better base accuracy. There is a point to using it. Torpedo tube. Big ones. Okay, we're already massively overweight, which is a problem. So this thing needs to go on a diet, I would say. That tower no longer fits, but the next one down does. That's fine. And now we're back underweight. I got a lot of heavy stuff to put on the ship. Armor. Well, that's what I want. Right, engines and boilers are still really, really heavy. Right, D class is 33, so I don't mind slowing down a bit. Okay, 9%. I don't like reducing range, but I think we're going to have to. 13,000 is okay, it's not great. Reduce the number of shells on board. Oh, that is pretty close, actually. Could make it slightly larger. 50. No, I don't want to go that big. Tower's pretty heavy, isn't it? About going with a 2. That gets me within 5 tons. And the 1 will get me under. There we go. We go with the refit tower 1. Still better than the 2 advanced towers. Yeah. We'll do that. Good. All right. Approved. We will build. How many of these are we going to build? 51. Approved. As usual, I will do the naming off camera because that's going to take forever. But yes, more destroyers. Okay, next into the refit yard is the Vanguard class, which will get the usual bevy of upgrades, although nothing for their engines really. Well, apart from balanced boilers, I suppose. That's something. Better steering gear. No improved steel. Interesting. Yeah, this is more minor, isn't it? Interesting. But not so minor with the guns. Get a pretty significant upgrade. Slightly overweight. Overweight, though. Which is possibly an issue. $300 tons as well. Okay, let's keep the anti-torpedo, anti-torp 3. Sorry, Vanguard, you don't get an upgrade to your torpedo belt. Still, cheap little, I say cheap, quick upgrade that in reality would just be new guns and an engine like a tune-up. Oh, I went over. I'll stagger those. I need to spend 2 of them. We'll get that done, and then what's going to be next? Probably, well, the last. We need more battleships refitted. Then we're going to go around for battle cruisers. So once the Vanguards are done, yeah, we get the Xenophobes getting new guns, and then we'll circle around and we'll do the Invincibles. Mind you, I could already do the Invincibles. It's just I like those double-geared steam turbines. Actually, let's put a priority in that. Getting anything good down here? I actually have the battlecruiser 6, don't I? Okay. Well, I'll just keep here. Oh, I can't talk today. Keep here makes no sense. Go to bed. All right, time for the last set of battleship refits. Now, this one might be the most extreme, weirdly, although it's the newest. There's not that much to do in terms of the components, I don't think. Bit of bursting charges. Bit of turret traverse. Oh, they're already marked 4 6-inch guns. Never mind. Okay, so there isn't anything to do. That's... Okay, I was worried that all this was going to go red and I was going to have to redo the whole ship. No, that's perfect. Done. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Well, that makes my life a lot easier. So that's all the battleships up to post-war snuff. Next is going to be the Invincibles. There's only 3 of them. It's only 60,000 tons. Probably do them right now, actually. I can get rid of that. Well, I'll wait until the refits are done. So let's do the Invincibles now. Now, obviously, they were built with 12-inch guns. I think they can keep that armament. There's a pretty small hull. 15-inch guns on 20,000 tons tends not to work particularly well. However, these guys are getting some serious upgrades. See, these Moras are very heavy cruisers. No. Stay on electro-hydro, please. Stereo. I think I'll go stereo on the capital ships. Right, let's upgrade the guns. At 92%. What does this ship need that it just doesn't have already? Well, for a start, maximum bulkheads. And second, increased range to suit their job as a raider. A little bit more, but mainly increasing the bulkheads, so I don't feel quite as vulnerable with them. Approved. Could have done other weird stuff, but again, I'd like to try and keep the flavour of the ship if I can. For instance, I notice we have some modern towers, but I think I'll save that for potentially. I mean, these ships are probably going to have 1 or maybe 2 or 3 more refits. So this post-war approach is very much just take the lessons of that big battle that we had, improve protection, just get all the ships in a good state. I think is the best way of putting it. Right. We've got a good number of destroyers. We've got good numbers of everything, I think. Apart from maybe heavy cruisers, but we'll get some more hulls for that soon enough. I'm going to wait 3 months or so, and then we will get on with doing the Gladstones. All right, next up it is the Gladstones. Into refit mode we go. Full oil. Balanced. Double geared steam turbines. Thank you very much. All the other improvements. Yeah, I think we have to wait to improve the torpedo protection. Improved safety with the propellants. Oh, there you go. I spotted it. I don't think we need to do much else then. I like her 5.25s anyway. All the guns can fire. Yeah, no real problems with any of that. Can't increase her bulkheads. Or her range. That's a bit sad, but otherwise a pretty solid upgrade. Might change that by a bit though. Oh, no, not both. Fucking hell. Wouldn't have bothered, but there we go. Can get a little bit of a range improvement just by swapping a bar bit. I will do that. Does add a bit to the refit time, but that's fine. We'll get the Gladstones all sorted out. Oh my god, the game's starting to chug with the number of designs in the game. Gladstone. Proceed. Got loads of shipyard cap now, as the Revenge class are finished. So the next one will be the Black Watch class. Which are a very similar ship. They just have an extra turret, so should be no issues. Three. %. No other upgrades to be done, but they already had maximum bulkheads. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll do the same bobbit swap. Because you never know, might be able to get a little bit of a range bump. Lovely. Okay, and then if we can get all of our capital wartime capital ships, great warships, up to this new 1920 standards, that'll be very, very helpful. Because we'll know that we have a really solid fleet that we can rely on. So Black Watch done, then be the Eternus, and then the Colossus, and then we're done. Right. Better engines. Same barbette swap. get up to many bulkheads. There we go. Cool. What was next? The Colossus class, right? Okay. And last, but by no means least, the Colossus class, which are actually new. Pretty new. Can we up there, top? Yeah. Okay. We'll just do that. Oh, actually, no, because we can do the same bar bit swapping trick. Save a bit of weight. Although I don't actually think I can get much more out of the ship. Oh, I'll tell you what I could do though. Could fix that 0.8. There we go. Right, that's all the battle cruisers refitted. Fantastic. Oh, let's make these 1.6. 40mm. Still not super happy with the lack of secondaries on this ship, but don't see a way of fixing that just now. Aside from a full-on, proper, like, taking everything off and rebuilding it from the ground up, which is something we can do later, but not something that I think we want to do right now. Right, well, I'll get all these refits done, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, next up, I think we need to do the B class. They're a little bit out of date, still running on coal for a start. And I think we can give them quite a lot of advancements. You should be using an unbalanced, not balanced, because we'll destroy it. Right. There's quite a few upgrades already. Why have you got base views? Go high cap. Could I TNT? Big torpedoes. I'm going to have to rearrange. To a single quad. Now, these were originally equipped with... These were the ones with 3-inch guns. Well, we can take those off. I don't think we're going to be using 3-inch guns. So it had 4 3-inch guns, right? I think it's time she had the 4.7s. Which means the guns now have the advantage of some armour, which is pretty fancy. 1 fore. 1 aft. And maybe, just maybe, oh, it's a squeeze, but I think, yeah, there you go, B class, 8 24-inch torpedoes and 4 4.7-inch guns. Pretty alright. I don't believe I have any new towers or anything for this one. No. But we have a lot of displacement remaining, so we can give them maximum bulkheads, standard range, and a 33 knot top speed to make them the same speed as the E-class which are our most recent destroyers, so that's perfect. So now they can operate alongside the D and E class just fine, and basically be a bit of a torpedo bus, but that's pretty good if you ask me. Alright, let's get all the destroyers done. C-Class. They're already going at the right speed, so this should make things a bit easier. So this is mostly going to be survivability upgrades. Get those massive torpedoes. Now this has the 4 single guns. I'm going to do the same trick. I'm going to take the single guns off, and we're going to swap it for 2 twin turrets, 1 forward, 1 aft. Just because it makes the operation of the ship much simpler. Now, those torpedoes are going to have to come off. Well, we can definitely get one of them in. I don't need 2 funnels, really. Shift this back a bit. Oh, actually, yeah, that's an easy way of doing it. Let's go 1 funnel. This one. There you go. So very similar to the B class, C class. Now a bit of a torpedo bus, but I think they'll do fine in that role. Especially as the bigger destroyers, or the more recent destroyers, are more about the gun side of it. Also, maximum range, maximum bulkheads. That's pretty nice. Because those 4.7s are perfectly capable of blowing up some transports or something. I won't make you set through the whole thing, but I've also done a refit of the A-class. I'm going to keep her on single guns. But she now carries four of the torpedoes. She's not quite as fast as the others. Pushing to 33 knots. Pushes her over the invisible threshold of what's allowed by the game. So they're going to be slightly slow, which is annoying, but I can live with it. And next will be the D-Class. Again, I won't take you through the whole refit. Okay, and here is the D-Class upgrade. Actually pretty significant, as it turned out, because I was able to swap it from 4 guns to 8. So yeah, much more gun-focused than the others. But I think it'll do just fine. Right, I think that is all the destroyers done. But I'll let all of them finish, and then I'll give you a little bit of an update on how things are looking. Welcome back. Oh, we have something to do. Lebanon. Yes, absolutely. We'll go deal with that. That might mean some action, though, because presumably the Ottomans have some stuff. Yes, they do. Well, fortunately, I have the Mediterranean fleet. Right, well, some of it, here in Alexandria. So I think we'll just go off and do that. We'll leave the Beaufort behind. That should be sufficient, depending on what the Ottomans have hidden. I'm seeing battleships and battle cruisers. Might need to send some backup. So I'll also send the fleet from Malta to, make sure everything's okay. Who are they allied with? They're allied with the French, so it's probably going to piss off the French a little bit. But there's no war at the moment. Russia actually has a fleet, but I'm assuming it's terrible. Compared to our rivals, the French, we have overwhelming superiority in destroyers. We have more light cruisers than them. We do not have more heavies, so that needs addressed. We have more battle cruisers. We have more battleships. Pretty happy. Economy is still over double. Fleet is over double. I think we're all right. In that regard, most of the ships are modern and ready. I think the only ships that aren't really are actually the Emerald, River and Warpig, but given how advanced those ships were when they were built, I don't think that's a huge issue. So yeah, I think we're sitting pretty. But tune in next time to see how this goes. Oh, it's nothing to do with the Ottomans. Lebanon's independent. Okay, this is probably overkill then, but you know what? There's no kill like overkill. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.